Education or school is one of the big deals in our society. Most families want their children to go to school and to get their degree, right? But the school is not the highway to paradise. School is a kind of ivory tower floating over real life. Real life is on the street. Real life is different. A student that works at a grocery store, a student that works part-time in a business will learn more from that experience than it learns in school. Uh, we're trying to make the soul a success in real life. The soul needs straight A's in real life. It doesn't need straight A's in school. The subjects in school, mathematics, geometry, biology, physics, history, social science, English literature. You can be a straight A student and all that. You're going to be good on Jeopardy, the television program. You're not going to be good in real life. Real life, the mastery of real life requires a completely different education than the kind of education you have in school. In real life, you have to master money. You have to master the home, the rent, and the mortgage. You need a good career that could finance a good life. In real life, you need a romantic fulfillment, which is not covered by the school system, which is still working under Jesuit rules, right? The Jesuits started the school system to learn how to read and write Bibles, and we're still pretty much there in the school system. 90% of the subjects in the school system that we spend our lives, 22 years, they want from us in the school system. I know, I went 15 years in the school system, and I got so depressed from these useless subjects. I was an emotional cripple. I was an animal cripple. And my physique and sexuality were crippled as well, which led me to religion for an answer, which is an even worse venture than school. They never teach you how to open a business in school. It doesn't take a lot to open a business. It takes a few $1,000s. You can open up a donut shop and you can prosper and you can live a pretty good life with a business. Why is it that they don't cover that in school? Because they have to sell their books and they have to sell their subjects and they have to sell their curriculum until you're 26, 27, or 28 years old if you want your PhD, where when you come out of the school system with this piece of paper, this PhD, you think you're going to conquer the world. The world takes your paper and puts it in the toilet. It's not worth anything. Real world is very different from school world. The school is not integrated to the real world. The school system is important to learn how to read, write, add, and subtract, and give you a sense of life. Right? It shouldn't take 22 years to learn how to read, write, and arithmetic, and give you a certain guidance of what is possible in life. You don't need all these courses. They're going to exhaust the soul. Okay? Instead of the soul concentrating on its success in real life, it starts concentrating on its success in school. And it starts reading books and books and books, and it's only, good at reading books. It's not able to achieve anything in real life. We don't measure the soul. Life doesn't measure the soul, but it's accomplishments in school. It's what you do in real life that counts. And the school system doesn't understand real life. It doesn't teach real life. It doesn't teach success in real life. It actually teaches failure in real life, which is a tragedy. I mean, a lot of students abandon school. Even Bill Gates, once he got involved, trying to build a PC, a personal computer, he quit school. He abandoned school to build a business. A lot of great builders just gave up school because they understand that real life success is not becoming an employee of IBM. It's actually building IBM. You have to build your own business. They don't teach that in real school. The school teaches you how to be an employee of somebody else who didn't go to school. It's a crime. It's an injustice to put a soul in a school system behind a desk from the ages of 6 to 22 years old, from the ages of 6 to 28, a 22-year tenure, almost half your life. And in the United States, school is not free, getting into serious debt, getting into some serious nerd psychology, which is what they teach in school. They don't teach you how to be an adult. Adulthood is real life. Okay. Nerd is school. The school is a nerd factory. Unfortunately, they don't want to be that. It's not a malicious thing. It's just how life evolved. The school system is not advanced. The school system is not in tune. The school system doesn't guarantee you a job in real life. Only private schools do. Like if you go to a 3-year program in computer science, they will guarantee you sometimes a job. That's being responsible. But our schools do not guarantee you a job, and they don't care if you get a job in the subjects that they teach. Now, what kind of job are you going to get if you get a major in English literature? How many people who sacrificed many, many years in school end up with, driving a taxi, being a waitress, menial jobs, and feel like school was a waste of time? The majority of students never practice anything they learned in school, even though they busted themselves going to school every day for years. That is a tragedy. That is a robbery. The school system must change and become integrated into real life and build soul success in real life instead of soul failure in real life, which is what it does even today. The school should be designed to get out at 15, 16, 17 years old, if that. And then get into the real world and master the real world where real soul success comes. The real success is being successful in the real life. You can have all the A's you want in school. It's not going to bring you much success in real life. Doctors do well, lawyers do well. There are certain careers that work in school, but most careers and most faculties don't create jobs. If you get, a PhD in history or geography or languages, or you don't have a lot of chance of getting into that kind of field and practicing what you learned in school. So why teach it? Who needs to know chemistry, biology, algebra to get into real life? I mean, your inclination as a soul has to be discovered by yourself. And you will need these bases right here to succeed in real life. If you go to school to end up poor, like the parents that are usually poor, right, then school has failed. Wealth is very, very important. School doesn't teach wealth. It doesn't teach the importance of wealth. It wastes the time of the soul. It's not that school is evil, that school is outdated. It's kind of like in the Middle Ages, and it's stuck in the Middle Ages. It's not geared to the success of the student, and it's not geared to the, placing the student in the real world, in a real job, getting real money, getting a real home, and getting a real successful life. And so far as the romantic aspect and the sexual aspect of life, sorry, the school doesn't cover that. We're still in the Jesuit age.